All right, let's dive into something really powerful. The idea that the path to healing from depression, well, maybe it isn't something you have to walk alone. What if the answer is actually found together? We tend to think of depression as this super isolating thing, right? But what if connection is the exact key we need to find our way out of it?
So let's just start by kind of flipping our whole idea of loneliness on its head. What if it's not simply about, a lack of people around you? What if it's way, way deeper than that?
Because here's the thing, the science is pointing to something fascinating. Loneliness isn't a feeling you failed at. It's a biological signal. Seriously. It's just like hunger telling you, I need food, or thirst telling you, I need water. Loneliness is your brain screaming, hey, I need connection to survive and to heal.
Okay, so to really get why connection is such a game changer, we've got to look the problem straight in the eye. Depression is sneaky. It has this way of building up walls around you, brick by brick, until you're caught in this powerful downward spiral of isolation.
You know how it goes. It starts with depression just making you want to pull away from everyone and everything. But then, that quiet, that isolation, it becomes an echo chamber, and all those negative thoughts just get louder and louder. And of course, as those feelings get worse, that urge to hide away gets even stronger. It's this awful, vicious loop that just feeds on itself.
And when you're trapped inside that loop, that's when the self-talk gets really brutal. Thoughts like, I'm a burden, nobody wants me around, I'm invisible. They can feel so real. But here's what's crucial to remember. Those are symptoms of the isolation. They are not facts about who you are. And just realizing that, that's the first crack of light.
But, and this is a huge but, here's the hopeful part, the really good news. Yes, our brains can get trapped by isolation, but they are also hardwired for connection. I mean, we are literally built to belong.
And this isn't just some feel-good idea. There's actual brain chemistry going on here. When you have a positive social interaction, your brain releases this amazing cocktail of chemicals. You get oxytocin, that's the bonding hormone, which makes you feel connected. And then you get hits of serotonin and dopamine, which, bam, boost your mood. It's like connection is literally medicine for your brain.
So let's reframe this whole loneliness thing right now. It is not a personal failing. It is not a sign that you're somehow unlikable. It's just a signal, a vital, important alarm bell from your brain saying, hey, this is what I need. I need connection to heal. And that leads us right to the power of belonging. Look, if depression is the poison that convinces you you're all alone, then community is the antidote. It's how you reclaim the very thing depression is trying to steal from you. This really is the heart of the battle, isn't it? Isolation whispers in your ear that you're a burden, that you're invisible. But a real, supportive community, it acts like a mirror, reflecting a totally different truth back at you, one where you have value, where you are seen and heard, and where you 100% belong. And a healthy, supportive group, it's not about finding people who will try to fix you. That's not the point. It's about finding people who offer what you might call emotional nutrients, understanding, acceptance, connection. They're the ones who will just sit with you in the tough moments, accept you exactly as you are, and give you that simple but incredibly powerful gift of just being there.
And it's not just about the emotional side of things. Community gives you practical stuff too. It can give you structure, a reason to get out of bed. Think about it. A fitness group gets you moving, volunteering shifts your focus from your own pain to helping others. Even a support group just gives you a safe place to land. It gives you a reason to show up, not just for other people, but for yourself.
Okay, so we get all this in our heads, right? It all makes sense. But actually doing it? That's a whole different story. When you're really in the thick of depression, the thought of reaching out can feel, it can feel absolutely terrifying. So let's get real about how to take that first, incredibly hard step.
Yeah, this is the big question, isn't it? How in the world do you start when it feels completely impossible? When your battery is at zero and every part of your brain is screaming at you to just stay put? How do you break through that?
The secret? You start ridiculously small. Seriously, you are not signing up for a huge party or a big event. The goal here is not perfection. It's just one tiny action. Maybe it's a 5-minute walk with a friend, a coffee with someone you really trust. Heck, it could even be just joining an online group and listening, without even saying a word. Every single one of those counts as a huge win.
And this right here, this is a total game changer for your mindset. So many of us think, okay, once I feel better, then I'll reach out. But that's got it completely backward. Connection isn't the prize you get at the end of healing. Connection is the healing. It's the engine that drives it.
It is the path.
So all these little steps, they start to add up. They build towards something that's way more permanent. This isn't just a quick fix to feel better for an afternoon. We're talking about building a solid foundation of resilience, the kind that really lasts.
And look, the research on this is just crystal clear. Having people in your corner, a strong social support network, it's not just a nice to have. It is a massive protective shield. It actually helps people recover from depressive episodes faster, and it makes them way less likely to relapse in the future.
Think about everything a strong community does for you. It builds that emotional resilience so you can bounce back from stuff. It gives you a reality check when you're stuck in one of those negative thought spirals. It can gently nudge you toward healthier behaviors. And maybe, most important of all, it's a constant, living reminder that you matter.
So if there's just one thing you remember from all of this, please let it be this. We live in a world that tells us to be self-reliant, to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. But reaching out for help, for connection, that is not weakness. It is one of the most powerful, courageous things you can possibly do. It's a true act of strength. You know, depression has this awful way of making you feel like a total outsider, like you've been cut off from the rest of humanity. But the real truth is this: even in your darkest moments, even when you feel completely and utterly alone, that fundamental part of you that needs to connect, that is built to belong, it never, ever goes away. You still belong.